Jesus told me that all my videos are going to be watched by the tribulation saints. And he will not let me go to a beautician. So I've literally been forced to cut my own hair for like the past 2 years. I just cut my hair, and let me tell you how I cut a bob. I was going to try to let my hair grow out. And this is something that I recommend you get when you cut your hair. I'm usually lazy about putting it on, and then I end up getting itchy skin because I have hair all over. I'm going to take this off so you can see where the hair is, though. Um, okay, when you cut your own hair, if you're going to cut a bob, I like the bob style because it's easy to maintain. Because Gail commandments, I have to take a shower every day, and I end up shampooing my hair every day because I get allergens and junk in my hair when I go out for my walk. So a shortish to medium style is good for me. So I like the bob. So here's how I cut the bob. The first thing you want to do, I'm going to have a link underneath this video for a good video that actually shows a person doing it in action, how to cut a bob, like an A-line bob. But here's how I do it. I'm dealing with boo-boos. So usually the first thing I do is I look over my head and see any areas that are off balance. Like I had a big bump going out this way. And so what I did is I got my razor comb here, and I got this, and to get rid of the bump, because it was like smooth here and a bunch of hair here, I went like this and just took it down. I'm obviously not going to do it. And I took it down, and I found that it was so thick that I actually had to go in with scissors. And it's important that you get beautician scissors. These are cheapies. They work real good. You hold it like this. And then I just went in there and kind of like, I hold it like this, and then I do point cut to take it down. The bad thing about doing that is I've got to be careful. You could mess up your line down here. That happens to me a lot. But anyways, then I smoothed it down. Okay, the next thing I did on that was worked on the line. I find the best way to do the line is just like eyeball it. You gotta have a mirror. If you cut your own hair, you gotta have a good mirror. Okay? So I usually look at myself in the mirror, and then what I do is I'll kind of like go around like this. And I actually, after I cut my hair, I will actually film myself with my webcam going all the way around like this so I can see how the cut looks. And it helps me to see things, you know. That's why it takes me so long to cut my hair, because I'm not two people. I can't see the back of my head. So I look in the mirror like this, and I go to the bathroom mirror, and I'll look at, and I'll kind of aim. I get in front of the bathroom mirror. I aim the mirror around here, and then I go in there and shape. And first of all, before I shape, is I'll usually like, okay, to cut a bob. First thing you do, establish your bottom line. So you can just go like this, eyeball it, go all the way around, eyeball it. I like to have a slight angle, so I kind of like go like that. Okay. That usually gives you a very clumsy cut where you're going to have stragglers going out like this, you know, and stuff. Okay, here's how I deal with the stragglers. Then I look at myself in the mirror, and if it looks like I need to taper this down, what I will do is get this and just go in there and kind of comb it down in the back to give myself a bit of a taper, like in the back. And that usually works pretty good. If this doesn't do enough, if I had an electric razor, I'd probably use that too. I'm asking my Patreon fan to order that for me, but I've been doing pretty good without it. So, but that might make it faster. You could use a razor to do a bit of a taper back there. Another thing that you do is, let's say you're going through here and you see like a big clump here that needs to be cut. If it's big, I will hold it vertical like this. Hold my fingers in that position, and then I will point cut, and just, you know, cut it out. Then I brush my hair like that and see what it looks like. See the areas that need working on, and then I use either scissors for the big jobs, and if it's just like tapering in the back, I do this. Okay, all right. So that's how I do the back. I use this to get the taper, because the blunt doesn't look good on me. And then I use scissors for for big jobs, like if I have to, this is the proper way to hold scissors. And then what you do is you use your fingers to find the areas that need to be cut. Let's say that there, and then you would just go in there and once your fingers hold the spot, you don't want to move your fingers. You want to keep them still so you can make sure you're cutting the right amount of hair. Okay, that's the back. And then to fine tune it, I might go in there and work on the line again. Okay, now for the sides. Okay, for my bob, I usually prefer that both sides are even. So and what you do is you kind of pull it like this and just make sure it's even. Okay, and if it's not even, you go back here on the sides and just change it. Okay, now what happened to me yesterday was I noticed on this side here it was straight hair, no tapering at the bottom here on the side, and it looked bad, and it was like sticking out like that. So what I did is I just went like this. I looked in the mirror, I just cut right down here and tapered the bottom going down this way, and just eyeballing it worked beautiful. And I gave myself like a light layering right down, more of a taper, just going like this. This side I never need to do it because this side I goofed and I cut this side too short, so I'm trying to get all this to grow out. That's why I had to cut my hair, because I cut this side too short. So when I was growing my hair out, it would look lopsided. So I said, this isn't going to work, Gail. You can't grow your hair out until you fix your cut. And like I'm still fixing it. This side is a little bit, I'm pretty much getting it even, but this side here was a little short in one section back here, and I need to grow it out. I think I'm going to be able to grow this out pretty good. So basically, you establish your line, and I showed you how to do that. You just cut, you can eyeball it all the way around. Then you taper, and for the back taper, I use this because it looks cruddy. If I don't taper it, then what's going to happen in the back is it's going to look like a box. It's going to go, I don't look good with a box back here. I like to have a bit of a taper. It looks better for my clothing personality. I'm a soft natural, though my haircut's kind of like soft classic. So I like to taper it, and I use this for the back. And make it, and give me a rounded edge here on the back instead of the sharp, blunt edge, which doesn't look good on me. Soft naturals like myself, we don't look good with blunt edges in our haircut. Okay, my goal is to grow this long. I wanted to get down to about here, but I can't do it till I couldn't do it till I fixed the cut. So I'm basically, it's a bob. It's not really layered. But I need a taper at the bottom because it doesn't look good with like a blunt cut. Okay. And I don't use bangs because what I do is I put my hair up in a barrette. And so often I'll put it up in a barrette and see how that looks too. Okay, so that's how I do my hair cutting. You're saying, this doesn't really help us. We need to see you do it. I know, but problem is when I'm cutting my hair, I'm not a professional at this, and I need to focus on what I'm doing, and I don't like to worry about the camera. So I actually have a link underneath here by a girl who does a pretty good job cutting her own hair, and she shows you exactly how she does it. She's really good, but I'm telling you what works for me. Okay, so this is the bob. I establish the line, then I taper, and this is not really a layer, but though I have some layers in here. It looks like a layer because you're using this in the back, and maybe it is layered, sort of, but I don't really consider it a layered cut. I don't want to do layered cuts. I tried doing that. It's too complicated. This is easy to maintain. This is a shampoo every day, so I need something easy to maintain. I don't have time I don't want to blow dry every day because shampooing every day is tough on your hair. Okay, I also cut, let me see, I think I've said basically, if you want to style this, the way you would do it is you blow dry. I don't usually style it. I just usually let it drip dry. Okay. So that's, but you can style it with a iron, and you kind of like, if you want to style it, what you do is you hold it up like this, and you curl it like this, all the way around, like that. And it gives you some body. Hold up, use your blow dryer and you blow it like that, and it gives you some body. But I usually don't have time to style because, you know, shampoo every day, doing the Gail commandments, going out for walks. So I prefer a style that looks good drip dry, and this works good for me. I was going to let my hair grow out, but Carol Jackson in Color Me Beautiful is right. When you're an older woman, your face kind of starts sagging. And shorter hair gives the impression that you've given yourself a bit of a facelift. I'm going to be 60 in a month. So I look better with my hair on the shorter end now that I'm older. So, though I think I can look good with longer hair if it will, when I learn how to cut my hair. I think I can grow this out and get it out to about down here, and it'll still look good. The problem, like I said, the problem I had with my previous cut was I had botched. One side was longer than the other, so it was growing out looking really lopsided, so I had to fix it. So I said, why don't you just go ahead and get a nice shortcut that's now that you're learning how to cut your hair, and just fix that. So I think I pretty much said basically, it's a pretty simple cut. You establish your line, then you do the tapering, and that's it. And you can blow dry, you know. There's a lot of good stuff on that. And I usually put in like a straightening balm because my hair is a little wavy. I'll put like a straightening balm in my hair before I blow dry. Okay, now I also color my own hair. When you color your hair, if you're a soft natural like I am, you don't want to make it look like you color your hair because that doesn't look good on a soft natural. I use Age, because I'm getting older, I use Age Beautiful 20 volume. Here it is, it's the Gentle Cream Developer 20 volume. And ash tones, because I'm a winter, I use ash tones. This is very close to my, it's tad lighter than my natural hair color. I'm almost black brown. This is a dark ash blonde. And what I do is I put it in a, you get a color applicator bottle. And what you do is you put in 2 ounces of this. You just empty this whole thing out, and I think it comes out to 2 ounces. You empty this whole thing out into here, oops, and then you add this, the developer, until it gets up to the 4-ounce line. Then you shake it really, really, really good, and you apply it in strips going like this. I usually do like a line right along the hairline here. Be careful, you don't want to get it in your eyes. Then you go backwards in strips going all the way around your head. Then you go in the back down in strips like this. Then I usually pull it up and go underneath like that. And then you let it set there for about a half an hour or so. Okay, then you got to rinse it out. What I usually do is add a little bit of water to this, shake it around, and use up the rest of it and just spread around all my hair before I rinse it out. Then I go in the shower, I rinse it out thoroughly, and then I use conditioner designed for color treated hair. And I usually get special shampoo for color treated hair. So conditioner designed for color treated hair, and I use that, and then I rinse it all out. They have instructions in here too on how to do it. So you just follow the instructions. I like Age Beautiful because it's good for, in fact, I'm due for coloring right now. You can start seeing some of that gray coming out. But because because my hair is kind of dry and brittle from menopause and stuff, I try to wait before I color my hair too often. I don't want to damage it, you know, and shampooing every day. So I need this kind of a short, I decided I don't look bad with short hair. I thought I did, but I don't think I do look. I look worse when it grows out and it's not shaped and one side's lopsided like what was happening. Start off with a very simple style like a bob, learn how to do that, and then advance on to fancier cuts if you think you can handle it. I use my scissors like a razor blade, kind of going through, getting any stray ends that I missed. I'd go cut my hair, I'd take pictures of myself going around, see what I'd goofed, and then, you know, go back. Ooh, I don't want to cut my hair now. It's good.